And we're back. No, we didn't move. We decided that life was going so well that we decided to inflict some pain and remodel most of our house as well as our kitchen. So this is our new kitchen, and it's our first big to-do since then. And so to celebrate, we're gonna make a dessert. This is the first book I bought, first cookbook that I bought as a kid when I was learning how to cook for myself and kind of stretch my wings. I wanted to learn how to make pasta. And I like this recipe that I'm about to teach you so much that it's actually written on the inside cover of this cookbook, because if I was cooking out of this cookbook, it meant I was making a really good meal and I wanted to have a really good dessert to go with it. My parents would have dinner parties for friends or for business associates when I was growing up. And as a kid, I would always know that we were having company over, because when I'd open up the refrigerator, there would be glasses in the refrigerator filled with Angela Pia, the dessert that I'm about to teach you. Now, this is a no-bake meal. This is a no-bake dessert. You just have to boil some water, that's all, and the water doesn't even go in the dessert. It is using raw eggs, so I will say warning. It's a mousse, but we're going to use raw eggs, raw egg yolks and raw egg whites, and blend those together. Also, it uses unflavored gelatin, which if you're vegan, I'm pretty sure that rules all this out anyway, so I'm sorry. But it is a phenomenal, phenomenal mousse. It uses brandy and rum for flavoring as well as vanilla, and it's awesome. So bear with me while we manage our way through and make dessert for you today. So there's 3 different exercises here. The first is whipping the sugar with the 3 egg yolks. I do that in the bowl that everything's gonna end up landing in, so I'm not using my beater bowl yet. Then we're gonna do the whipped cream in here with the vanilla, and then we're gonna do the egg whites, and then we're gonna fold it all together to make the dessert. So I just take the yolks, beat them until they start to turn nice and yellow. They'll actually start to pick up some air and kind of cream. You want them nice and bright. And then I'm just gonna whisk in the sugar a little at a time. This is half a cup of sugar. And so we're just whipping it in. Just trying to get the sugar to dissolve in the yolk so that it's not, you don't want it to be gritty. And if you want to do this with an electric beater, I suppose you could. It's not a big deal. Now I'm going to add the brandy and the rum, which is just 1 ounce each of brandy and rum. So you can see as a kid why I liked this recipe. And that's it. We're just going to set that aside, and then we'll do the egg whites and the whipping cream next. And nothing special here. We're just going to whip the whites into stiff peaks. So fire it up, let it go. So you want stiff peaks. You don't want to get them too dry, and the way you know they're stiff peaks is when you pick up the beater blade, you should see little peaks that stick up and stand up, and that's all we need. So I'm going to put this on in a little on hold area because I need to use this guy again, and then we'll do the same thing for the white or for the whipping cream. whipping cream. Same thing, just into the bowl, bring it up on high, and whip it. I turned off the mixer for just a second because I want to show you what we do with the gelatin. So I'm going to take a 1/4 cup of cold water and the gelatin packet. And all we're going to do is let this dissolve into the water for about 5 minutes. And then it will set up like paste. It'll set up like paste in here. And then we're going to melt it. And this is what is going to help us get the great texture and get it to set. So we'll just let that go for 5 minutes, and I'm going to keep whipping my cream. So the whipped cream is done. I'm going to add a teaspoon of my vanilla extract, or pure vanilla in this case. Adam's Best from Gonzales, Texas. And then we'll let that stir in. And then we'll take care of our gelatin and we'll put this whole thing together. The gelatin is ready. That's 5 minutes. And if you look, it's kind of turned to like paste. It's just gluey. So what we're going to do now is, over some boiling water, we're just going to gently heat it and melt it. And so I'm just looking for it to get clear. So see how it just clears right up? Just like that. So then this is going to come over here and go right into our egg yolks. Just like that. Getting any sugar off the sides. Easy peasy. Then we'll do the whipped cream. And then we'll do the egg whites. Now we're folding, we're not mixing. You just want to fold over like that. Just kind of cut through things and get everything mixed. But don't whip it, because you'll lose all that great air and fluffiness that you worked so hard to gain. So I'm just going to fold it. Just like that. And then we'll move over here to the glasses that I have prepared. And we're just going to add, if anybody knows how to get a KitchenAid timer to shut up after it's finished timing, I would be grateful to know that. Here's the second one. Third one. This is kind of messy, but it is so very worth it. And this recipe on these size glasses, my arm's getting tired. I usually get 4 to 6. Looks like we're going to have 5. So I could have stretched that out for these last ones. But there we go. Clean up the sides, make them presentable. One trick you don't want it above the height of the glass, and I'll show you why in just a second. So that's about all I'm gonna do. Come back and clean all that up later. So, when you, oh man, that's so good. When you go to put them in the fridge, cover them, because otherwise they'll pick up all of the aroma and flavors that are in the fridge. And mostly, that way you can also tell if they've been tampered with. Because as a child, hang on a sec. As a child, I got really good at lifting the cover on these to try to get a little bit out because I was impatient. But what I do is I just cover these guys like that. They'll go in the fridge that way, 2 hours at least. That's why this is a great dessert to make ahead in the morning. No stress. Then you can cook your meal, prepare your appetizers, do your dinner party. So we'll come back and I'll show you how I decorate these after they are set. So it's been a couple hours. These guys are all firm. They're set up. You can do this and let them sit overnight if they'll last. They never last that long for us. You should be able to keep them in the glass. I like to decorate them. You don't have to. But tonight what I'm going to do is just do a little bit of Ready Whip. Yes, you could use your own whipped cream if you wanted to whip some more up. But I have never had anybody complain that I used Ready Whip on anything. I'm just gonna park these guys in here like this, make them look pretty, and then serve them just like that. This is a delicious concoction with a little kick of booze, and it's just fluffy and velvety, and it's just, oh my God, it's just so good. So I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you try it out. It's super easy. Happy New Year. I love you guys.